This is a review of the Aduro Surge, which is a wall plug-in unit that will provide 6 AC outlets. In addition to that, it will provide 2 USB output ports. On the front of this unit, you'll see 6 different AC wall plugs. So you've multiplied your wall plug from 2 to 6. It's going to cover the 2 on the wall. You'll see this deep hole here. This is for this screw. And if you wanted to, you can take the screw out of the wall plate and actually mount this onto the AC plug and screw this screw in to give it more stability. On the back side here, talking about stability, you'll see the American wall plug pins. This is the hole where the screw will come through to go into the wall plate, where the wall plate would normally go. And then here, you'll see the plastic pin that will go into the bottom socket, and that just gives it stability so it doesn't twist back and forth, because there are 6 plugs on there and people can pull on cables and you don't want to twist it. My only comment here is that the AC plug ports are very close together, and if you try to plug in any type of USB wall charger, say to charge an iPad or an iPhone, they're going to hit each other and not fit. So they're too close to each other. So that's kind of a detriment because you can't use all the plugs at one time. In addition there are 2 USB ports for charging devices. The 2 ports combined have a power of 2.4 amps, so roughly 1.2 amps apiece. I'll test that in a second and show that to you. In addition to that, across the top here, you'll see this clear piece. This is a bar that says protected, and it lights up with a green LED to tell you that it's working and protecting your circuitry and protecting from surges and EMI and RFI noise. It is rather bright, so this is something that you may not want to put into a bedroom, for example, because it does get bright. This device is UL certified. It's certified to work at up to 15 amps total, operate on 120 volts AC and 60 hertz, and be able to handle up to 1800 watts. If you're like my family, every plug in the house has something plugged into it, and now we've gone to the digital age where we have a bunch of iPhones, tablets of different types, all needing to be charged, computers, peripherals. So being able to multiply a plug on a wall socket from 2 to 6 can be an important feature for you. The device itself protects your wall plug and your devices from surge protection, over voltages and spikes. It also has a thermal fuse inside of it. If something starts getting hot, it will shut down and save your equipment. It's designed to be able to handle 540 joules and 36,000 amps. So if you get a brief spike of energy, it will block it. In addition to that, it has filters inside of it to block EMI and RFI. That's electromagnetic interference coming in on the lines, or radio frequency interference. This is a good device to protect your devices and just really keep the voltage that you're using to charge them cleaner. Just to give you an idea, you can see here, this is engraved inside the plastic. It says protected, and there's LEDs down there, and it actually is quite bright. So that's what I'm saying. You may not want to use this in a bedroom because it will provide some light in the bedroom that you may not want. It is a nice feature though, because when it's lit you can tell that it's working. Here you can see I have 2 devices plugged into the USB ports. I have an iPad Air plugged in. It likes to charge at somewhere between 1.5 to 2.4 amps. And I have it plugged in here, and you can see it's operating at a little bit above 2 amps of charging. And if I come down here and flip this switch, you'll see it convert over to roughly 4.95 volts. So it's working pretty good. On the other side over here, I have an Apple iPhone 5S, and it's charging at 5.04 volts and roughly 0.55 amps. It actually started charging at 0.7, so that's working pretty good. I do want to point out though that if I come back over here, you can see it's a little bit over 2 amps. If I unplug the iPhone, it actually jumps up to 2.26 amps. So it does split the current. To be honest with you, at one point I plugged in the iPad first, and then I plugged in the iPhone, and it would not even start charging the first time. but since that point it's worked. So it is splitting the current, and it's trying to control it somewhere around, right now it's about 2.6 amps total output. So I wanted to show that you can charge two devices. I'm charging two Apple products, one at over 2 amps and one at 0.57 amps, so it's working fine. I do want to point out that I took a fluke meter and tested the voltages on all of the ports, and they're all outputting 122.3 volts AC, so all the ports are working. I do want to show this in a semi-dark room just so you can see how bright this is. I wanted to show how bright this is in the dark. Here you can see it lit up. You can see it says protected, but the whole bar is lit up. The top of it acts as if it's a light emitting diode. It conducts the light up like a fiber optic, so it is quite bright. You can see it lighting up the wall. So if you have this in a bedroom, that's what you're going to wind up seeing. I also want to point out that if you look at the sockets for the AC power, one of the plug ports for each socket is larger than the other, so it's designed for polarized plugs. Overall, I like this device a lot. I was going to put it in a bedroom, but I think it would serve better in a kitchen for like a charging station where you want to plug in multiple items, or in an office. I'm going to rate this product at 4 stars. I wish it had the specifications a little bit more detailed. I'm going to deduct a star on this rating because I've got a lot of surge protectors in my home, and most of them have warranties ranging from $20,000 to $300,000 on equipment that's plugged into them. This device, while it is rated as a surge protector and it looks nice, doesn't come with any such warranty or guarantee. This review is done by JJ CEO. I'd like to tell you that I received a sample for test and evaluation, and I didn't promise a review, but I promised if I gave one it would be fair and honest.